Krishna Chaitanya Namaste Saraswate Jai Shri Krishna everybody can take turns. Hare Bol kids. Everybody, you can take turns. Raise your hand. You can take turns. Okay. So let's start with you, Janvi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Janvi. Balavrinda.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice. Gorangi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Gorangi. Madhav.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Very sweet mother. Thank you. Livan. Livan, you have to unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Livan. Palvit.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Palvit.
Thank you, Mataji.
Kaushi and Deepak.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Kaushi, go ahead. Kaushi, she does not want to sing.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice. Sudevi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice. Tushita.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Tushita. Vrindarani.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Very nice. Kashi and Vikram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Very nice. Very nice. Prithu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prithu. Raghav.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Raghav. Nitai Priya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Nitai Priya. Richaya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rishya. Okay, who is this CP? I don't know. Okay, if I have not missed anybody, we will go to the story. Did I miss anybody? I don't know who is that CP, but okay.
Mataji, anyway, they did not join to audio also, Mataji. They are just...
Oh, is that so? Okay, I did not realize. Okay. Okay, let us go to the story today. So we all saw what happened. King Dashrath, he told something, right, to Kaushalya and Sumitra long time ago as a prince what had happened. You all remember that story? Yes?
No.
No? Yes. You did not attend the class last time. Okay. Nobody remembers. Somebody wants to say what happened. Long time ago, he went for hunting in the forest, and then what happened? He had killed somebody by accident, right? Yes. His arrow had pierced somebody. Yes. Yes.
He killed
Shravan. Yes, that's correct. So that's why he's thinking, because of what had happened, he had been thirst, right? So because of that, he feels, all those, it's coming back to him. Okay, but now let's see what happens. Now Lord Ram is in the forest, and King Dashrath has told this, his past to the queens there. And then, what happens? It's next day. So before, the king gets up in the morning, there are, large number of singers, they come, all the ladies, they come. And then that's how they wake up the king, all the royal ladies, they all go to the king's chamber. There is a way, to wake up the king in the morning. So then what happened when all these people, they went, the ladies, they went inside the king's chamber, they saw that the king who was lying on the bed, his body seemed to be lifeless. His body seemed to be very cold. It seemed as though he had died from grief. And then all these beautiful women, they started, wailing very loudly. What happens, when there's something suddenly, you see something bad has happened, you scream, right? Like that, they were all wailing. And then suddenly the queen, the Kaushalya and Sumitra, they were also beside the king, they had also just slept in his chamber, listening to the, his past that he had revealed to them. And then, even they were in grief, right? Because Lord Ram, Mother Sita and Lakshman, they had gone to the forest. So they also did not leave the king. And then, when they heard the sound, they also got up. Then they saw what had happened. And then, they all started crying when they saw the king's body. It's lifeless. He was no more alive. And then hearing this loud sound, wailing sound, who came running? Heke also came running. So all of them, they started lamenting, crying, Kaushalya, she looked at her husband's face, she thought, what has happened to him? And then what do you think happened? Now Kaushalya is very angry. Because of whom you think all these things happened?
Kaushalya. No.
Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi had asked for the boons, right? 2 boons, because of which it had started all these, So then, Kaushalya became very angry at Kaikeyi. She started scolding her. She said, see what you have done. You have killed the king, and then she's so angry, and she says that now I will also give up my body along with my husband. That's what she's saying. Everybody's so angry, they are all crying. And then suddenly, all the ministers also, they come to know what has happened. And then they go to Vashishta, because right now there is no king. So it has to be the family priest, he's going to take care of. And then they all start discussing, the sages, everybody start discussing, what should be done, because now the king is no more, and Bharat is also not there, Shatrughan is also not there, nobody is here. And then now they think, without the king, without king in the kingdom, it's very difficult, because what will happen? Nobody will follow rules. Nobody will, the sons will not listen to their parents. Nobody will be protected without the king. There'll be no proper rainfall, because no sacrifice, no rainfall, no food to eat, everything. There will be just chaos everywhere in the kingdom without a ruler now. Because king is a representative of the Lord. You should remember that. That's how it was at that time, not right now anymore. Right now, the presidents, they are all just after money and position and power. They don't want to think about the good of the people. Very few people think like that. But at that time, that's how they were called Raj Rishis, because they are supposed to be representative of the Lord. And then now what do? The Vashishta and all the sages, they decide that whom should be called back to the kingdom now? Who should be called back? Lord Ram is not there. Lakshman is not there. So who should?
Bharat. Lord Ram.
Lord Ram is not there. He went to the forest. So his
Hare Krishna Mataji.
yes.
Shri Bharat has to come.
Yes, now Bharat has to come back. So then immediately he sends the messengers, okay, to the KKR capital, Giri Vraja. Okay. And then what happens? Then they all travel, with their horses. But Vashishta, he tells the messengers one
Hare
thing.
Krishna Mataji, this is Shubhadra Girdhari. Sorry that we didn't.
No problem. But he tells them one thing, that don't tell anything to Bharat right now. Just tell him that everything is fine in the kingdom and that he has to come back. And then, because all the messengers are going to another kingdom, so they go bearing gifts and everything. Okay, and then what happens? But meanwhile, Bharat, he's where? He's in KK, right? He is at his grandparents' house, on his mother's side. So then what happens is, he has a very, bad dream. And then he gets up very restless. He feels very disturbed when he gets up. And then he feels that there is something bad, auspicious signs he can feel, some bad omens. He thinks maybe it is related with his father or his brothers, or, he cannot understand what is going on, but he feels very unrest. And then, at that time, when all the messengers, they have traveled such long distance, crossing all the crossing all the rivers, going through Ganges and through Hastinapur and everywhere, they have crossed so many places. And then when they come to the capital, they are welcomed by the king. Okay, and then, they give all the gifts. And then, immediately when Bharat sees them, he asks them, is everything fine back home? Because he has that thing, something, in his mind, something is wrong, something does not seem to be right. So he asks them, everything seems to be okay. Is everything fine? Are my brothers okay? Are my relatives okay? Is my father okay? So the messengers, they say, yes, everything is fine back home. But because of some urgent matter, you and Shatrughan, you have to come back to Ayodhya. And then, because he's going back, so his grandfather, he gives him all the gifts. You cannot just send somebody back home like that. So he gives him so much, okay, and he gives him a lot of clothes, ornaments, and even horses, elephants, everything he gives. And then that's how Bharat, he takes leave and then he goes back. Okay, then we will see tomorrow what happens. Actually, what is the reason? Why Bharat has a feeling that something is not right. Then we will look at the story tomorrow. Okay, did you all understand the story for today? Yes?
Yes,
Okay, so I want you to okay, now get your paper and pencil.
Yes, Mataji.
I want you to do a small activity with me. Get your paper and pencil. Everybody. Vrindarani, Tushita, everybody, I want you to do this activity or talk when I ask you. Okay? Yes, I can see that. Okay, is everybody ready? Raghav, you have a question, Raghav? You have raised your hand?
No, Mataji.
No, that is Raghav I'm asking, not Deepak, Raghav. Raghav, you have raised your hand.
I told you to get two. Two of each.
Raghav has raised his hand, but he's not on the video. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so what is this activity? I gave you an example. Okay, this is an analogy. Like, what did all the sages say? And what did Vashishta Muni, what did he say? That without king in the kingdom, it cannot flourish. People cannot live happy, right? There cannot be any prosperity, any good thing happening in the kingdom, right? Isn't it? Yes? Yes or no? When there is nobody to take care of the people, what will happen? They will not know what to do. There will be unrest, there will be thieves, there will be all bad things happening in the kingdom because there is no rule, regulation, nobody to take care of. Isn't it? So similarly, if we don't have Krishna in our life, what happens, do you think? Can you give me some of the examples you think when we don't have Krishna at all in our life? When we don't keep Krishna in the center, what happens? Who can tell me?
We get lost.
We get what?
lost in anger.
Okay, yes.
You
Anybody else who wants to say what all things can happen?
you get anger.
Yes, you get anger, you get lusty. What else? Sudevi?
We drown in the material ocean.
Yes, we drown in the material ocean. That is the picture that you can see here, right? So with life without Krishna is you're drowning because you're running after money, you're running after fame, you're running after power, you are angry, you are full of pride, you're full of ego, isn't it? So many things. Yes or no? Yes? I want to have either a yes or no. Who can tell me yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mata.
Yes. But life with Krishna, how is life with Krishna on the picture? What does it show? How is life with Krishna?
We'll be happy.
Yes, we will be happy. We will be blissful. Isn't it? Because it's like the lotus flower, right? Lotus flower still being in the water, it never muddy water, it never gets muddy. So like that, we can also be floating. Isn't it? We will not be drowning at all because we are keeping Krishna in the center. We can have happiness, we can have everything. If Krishna desires, we can have fame also. If we use everything for his service, we can have big house, everything. But if we keep Krishna in the center, we can have a very happy, blissful, loving life. Yes. So I want you to do this activity where you draw a life without Krishna and with Krishna, like with the example of the king. Isn't it? Without king in the kingdom, how it is. And without Krishna in the life, what all things can happen? I want you to write. And with Krishna, you can draw the stick figure, okay? And you can tell me what all happens. Madhav, you're already done, Madhav?
Not yet,
Not,
I'm
not
not.
So did you all understand the activity? Vindarani, I don't see you doing. Anybody else? Deepak, Janavi, Palvit, Livan, Gaurangi, Kashi, Vikram, do you all understand the activity?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I want you to do that.
We're just sharpening the up. Hare Krishna Mataji, Koshi, should we draw 2 lines or 1 line?
What do you mean by 2 lines or 1 line? Like
For
this,
our-
you can draw on one side life without Krishna, on the other side you can draw life with Krishna. What happens when we keep Krishna in the center? And what happens when we don't keep Krishna in the center? You can draw how we are drowning without Krishna in the center, how we have anger, we have pride, we have lust, we have greed. We are going after things which are not even important. There is never an end to our desires, isn't it? We want for us all the time. But when we keep Krishna in the center, we start caring for others. We start thinking about others. Our life is so joyful. We want to share that happiness, what we feel with others.
Mr. Kesha.
Anybody? You can all take your time. If you have done, just show me, okay? But draw this with how the person is drowning, how the boy is drowning, and how the boy is floating. I like this very much. Anybody has any questions or comments you want to share? But did you all understand the activity?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. These empty
Mataji, can I show my drawing?
Yes, but these empty circles, ovals that you see, you are supposed to fill it. It is not for me to fill it, okay? You are going to fill. These ovals you are supposed to fill. Like what all you think you can have in life when you have Krishna, and what all you think you have in your life when you don't have Krishna. So these ovals you are supposed to fill it. This is for you to think and fill. I gave you all the examples I discussed with you.
Wait, Mataji, so I think I get it. So for life without Krishna, we would get anger, lust, greed, and other stuff. And when we have life with Krishna, we can give Krishna devotional service and like devotional service, happiness, joyful, blissful.
Yes, we can get true happiness. Even without Krishna, we get happiness, but that is not the true happiness. We think it is happiness, but it's actually not true because there is never ending to what we want, isn't it? Today we want a big house. Tomorrow we want a new car, new model car. But today you have an LOL doll. Tomorrow you have an updated LOL doll. So you want that. So do you have an end? You never have an end. Isn't it?
Like you never get happy in this material world. Because Maya is like controlling our body.
Controlling our body. Well, if you desire that way, then she will help you to move away from Krishna.
I think she's like controlling our like mind. I forgot. I think she's controlling our mind. Oh, actually, like Krishna's wives and Krishna's sons, they were putting Krishna in the middle of their life.
Yes, even devotees put Krishna in the center and they try to do everything around him.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to share? It's already 6. Then we have to call Anjana Gopika Mataji for the... Deepak, I cannot see at all. I need to remove the... Very nice. Did you write? Yes. Very good, Deepak. Very nice.
This is a devotee and he's wearing a hat and chanting. And this is somebody who is walking and he hit a tree because he is not in Krishna consciousness.
Well, even we can hit a tree. Deepak, don't you think even I can hit a tree? Well, if I don't watch and walk, even I can hit a tree.
Mataji, can I show after him?
Yes. Thank you, Deepak. But I wanted you to draw this person, how we are drowning without Krishna and how we can float with, when we have Krishna in our life. Okay? Yes, Deepak. Thank you for sharing that.
Can I show after Deepak?
Who's that? Raghav, right? Okay, let me spotlight you. Yes, Raghav.
This
Can you keep it up? And see, your book is like this. I cannot see. I want it to be like this. Yeah, paper. Well, is it upside down? Can you turn? No, okay.
It's on the leaf and swimming with the leaf.
Oh, it's swimming with the leaf. Okay, very good. Very good, Raghav. And how do you think his life is? Do you want to fill these blanks? How do you think his life is?
Yes.
Yes. He's happy? Is he happy? Is he peaceful? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Raghav. Very nice. And Tushita, you want to share?
आधे ही दिमाग खराब है क्यों तुझे रोज छाड़ के आने हो
Mataji,
मेरी गलती
Okay. Tushita. Yes.
Mataji, do you want to stop sharing your screen so then you can see?
Yeah.
If you be angry,
if you're without Krishna, like without Krishna.
If you're without Krishna, you'll be angry, you'll be greedy, and if you're with Krishna, you are very happy.
Anything?
Nice.
And you do very much, you do kirtan, and you that's it.
Thank you, Tushita.
Mataji,
Okay, wait. Rishya, I'll give everybody a chance. Yes, Rishya. Yes, you want to share, Rishya?
Mataji, it's particularly not good, but
No, does not matter. It's not about being good. Wow. Okay. Very nice.
and when you're not with Krishna, you always get angry, you always get pressure, and you always have greediness. And when you're with Krishna, you be happy, you have no anger, you have no pressure, you have no greediness.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice. Janvi.
And this is a kingdom without a king.
Wow.
The castle's gonna be old, there'll be robbers, and there'll be no food. There's a person stealing money.
Ah, yes, that's
Like
correct.
that one. You'll have anger, you'll be selfish, you'll be rude and ugly. And this is a person that drowned in the water and died, because if Krishna's not there, then the soul won't be there. And if the soul won't be there, then we won't survive. And life with Krishna. Happy, fun, funny, and sweet. This is a devotee worshiping Lord Jagannath.
Wow, very nice. Please share your work in the group.
Mataji,
Yes.
actually, if our lives is with Krishna and we do like chanting, like we won't get any reaction.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
also without Krishna,
Uh-huh.
and we do something material, we'll get reaction.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Vrindarani. Gaurangi, you want to share?
Mataji, I'm almost done, but can you wait for me?
You can show what you have done, because then we have to do the shloka and the rhyme. We have not done, right? We did not have a class yesterday, so you don't get the chance, right? You want to show me what you have done, Gaurangi?
Yes, Mataji. But I'm not done
Wow.
right here.
That's okay. That's very nice. Very good. Wow, I can see what you have written also. Very, very nice. Thank you. Then complete it and share it in the group, okay? Anybody else before we go to the shloka? The Livan. Yes, Livan.
You would be happy if Krishna loves you. You would be angry if Krishna doesn't like you. Happy, nice, kind, joyful, angry, mad, just no worshiping.
Wow. Very nice. Very good. Livan, very nice. Please share it in the group, okay? Wow, you all have such wonderful drawing skills and wonderful understanding. Thank you. Anybody else? We will go to our, I'll share the screen again to the shloka and the rhyme. Let's invite Anjana Gopika Mataji.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Janvi.
Hari Bol, everyone. Very nice. Mataji taught you very nice activities. It was very much fun, yes, and very inspiring also. Okay, we'll learn today's sloka, okay? Everyone, can you repeat after me? Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagwan
Raga Raga Dvesa Vimuktastu. Raga Dvesa Vimuktastu. Raga Dvesa Everyone. Yeah. Braga Dvaisa Vimukstaistu. Visayanindriyaischaran. Visayan. Visayan. Visayanindriyaischaran. Okay, one more time. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. Raga Dvaisa Vimukstaistu. Raga Dvaisa Vimukstaistu. Raga Dvaisa Vimukstaistu. Okay, yeah. Visayanindriyaischaran. 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 One more time, last time. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. Raga Dvaisa Vimukstaistu. Visayanindriyaischaran. Lord Krishna is saying here, okay? The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, but a person free from all, free from all attachment and aversion, and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Who can get the mercy, you know? Who can control? Now you should, now what Krishna is saying here, you should not do whatever we like. Yes, sometimes the bad things is there. We should think, oh, that is a bad things, we just don't follow that bad things, and then we accept the good things. That Krishna is saying same thing. Who is following the good thing, and they will get the mercy of Krishna, who live the life is regulative life. Regulative life means you have a nice get up. Yeah, you get up on time, you go to the bed on time, you listen your parents. In this verse, he's saying, and then you get the mercy of Krishna. Now we'll go to the rhyme, today's rhyme. Yeah, see, Lord Krishna has a big brother, big brother, big brother.
Hare Krishna. Can we follow Mataji? Mataji, please start again. Mataji, please. Anjana Mataji, can you start now?
Mataji, I was in mute. Okay. Lord Krishna has a big brother, big brother, big brother.
Krishna.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
Lord Krishna has a big brother and Balram was his name.
Lord Krishna has a big brother, Balram was his name.
Everywhere that Krishna and Balram went.
Everywhere that
Everywhere that Krishna went, Balram was sure to go. He followed him as younger brother Lakshman in Treta Yuga.
He followed him as a younger brother,
Serving Lord Ram, Sita was his only goal. Okay, thank you so much. We'll go to the break room. I think this is made by Vinitha Mataji. It's the first time. I think.
This is
Yeah.
Padmasati Mataji's rhyme, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, kids. Now we'll go to the break room and you will practice your shloka and rhyme there, okay?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Take a break out. I did not.
Which one is sacred?
Mataji, anybody?
Mataji, I don't know what
Yes,
did I do?
Mataji.